Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 373 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, and as part of the Recruit Me education business. My name is Brent Hanks, and I am the owner and CEO of Recruit Me. Recruit Me's goal is to provide you, whether you are a potential student athlete or the parent of a potential student athlete, with as many free and inexpensive recruiting resources as possible. You can find the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app, and a new episode hits every Tuesday. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest-running recruiting education podcast. Other resources that Recruit Me provides are the free Recruiting Power Pack, which is available on the recruit-me.com website. You get a download with the first steps to an athletic scholarship, an audio file about how to use videos, and a free player profile template. Just sign up on the recruit-me.com homepage. Also, you can sign up for the free Recruit Me monthly newsletter that gives you monthly recruiting tips, advice, and links to last month's The Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes. The Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System gives you a 200-plus page manual and workbook to take you step-by-step through your personalized recruiting journey. You can get the Recruit Me 3.0 system for only $39. You will get the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship and much, much more. Step 1, select the right schools to contact. Step 2, write a great introductory email. Step 3, create your one-page player profile. Step 4, build your own recruiting questionnaire. Step 5, track your communications. Step 6, send one-page updates. And Step 7, make your school choice wisely. Go to recruit-me.com to get your recruiting plan today. In last week's episode, I brought out some key points from an interview with Carl Barkley from D3 Direct. Go back and listen to episodes 370, 371, and 372 on your favorite podcast app or on recruit-me.com. One of the key points was when to contact or get your recruiting information out there. And one of the points was to be familiar with your sports recruiting calendar. As I said in last week's episode, that I talked to a lot of student athletes and families that are frustrated that college coaches are not contacting them. And the recruiting calendar can be one of the reasons they are getting frustrated. They send their info, and it may be a no-contact period on the calendar. Here is what the NCAA.org website says about what are recruiting calendars. Recruiting calendars help to promote the well-being of prospective student athletes and coaches and ensure competitive equity by defining certain time periods in which recruiting may or may not occur in a particular sport. Let me take you to the NCAA Division I and Division II calendars. Go to NCAA.org. Then go to the Student Athlete tab and click on the Recruiting link. In the Recruiting Resources box in the right-hand side of the page is a link called Division I and II Recruiting Calendars. Now let's briefly go back to the recruiting page. Here's what you will find on that page. Questions like, what is a contact? What is a contact period? What is an evaluation period? What is a quiet period? And what is a dead period? What is a contact according to the NCAA? A contact occurs at any time a college coach says more than hello during a face-to-face contact with a college-bound student-athlete or his or her parents off the college's campus. What is a contact period? During a contact period, a college coach may have face-to-face contact with college-bound student-athletes or parents, watch student-athletes compete, and visit their high schools, and write or telephone student-athletes or their parents. What is an evaluation period? During an evaluation period, a college coach may watch college-bound student-athletes compete, visit their high schools, write or telephone student-athletes or their parents. However, a college coach may not have face-to-face contact with the college-bound student-athlete or their parents off the college's campus during an evaluation period. What is a quiet period? During a quiet period, a college coach may only have face-to-face contact with college-bound student-athletes or their parents on a college's campus. A coach may not watch student-athletes compete unless a competition occurs on the college's campus, or visit their high schools. Coaches may write or telephone college-bound student-athletes or their parents during this time. What is a dead period? During a dead period, a college coach may not have face-to-face contact with a college-bound student-athlete or their parents, and may not watch student-athletes compete or visit their high schools. Coaches may write and telephone student-athletes or parents during a dead period. Here we go into Division I and Division II recruiting calendars and guides. The first link is a 2023-2024 D1 baseball. Each link takes you to a 2 to 4 page PDF. This year's 2023-2024 season has an August 1st, 2023 to July 31st, 2024 time frame. So for Division I baseball, from August 1st to August 20th of 2023 is a contact period. The contact period is that period of time when it is permissible for authorized athletics department staff members to make in-person, off-campus recruiting contacts and evaluations. On August 21st through September 14th is a Division I baseball quiet period. A quiet period is that period of time when it is permissible to make an in-person recruiting contact only on the member institution's campus. No in-person, off-campus recruiting contacts or evaluations may be done during the quiet period. September 15th through October 8th goes back to a contact period. Then the October 9th through February 29th, 2024 is a quiet period, except for a dead period from November 6th to November 9th and January 4th to the 7th. A dead period is a period of time when it is not permissible to make in-person recruiting contacts or evaluations on or off member institution campus, or to permit official or unofficial visits by a potential student-athlete to the institution's campus. Also in that time frame is a recruiting shutdown on the dates of November 21st through the 26th and December 22nd through December 27th. Happy holidays. A recruiting shutdown is a period of time when no form of recruiting is permissible. No contacts, evaluations, official or unofficial visits, correspondence, or making or receiving phone calls. So no contact. March 1st through July 31st is a contact period, except for the dates of May 27th to June 3rd, and June 15th to June 17th, and July 3rd to July 5th is a dead period. The second page of the D1 PDF is a visual calendar that I just detailed. The NCAA Division I men's basketball link takes you to a different dated calendar. The calendar opens with a note. All live evaluations during recruiting periods shall be limited to regularly scheduled high school, preparatory school, and two-year contests or tournaments, practices, and regular scholastic activities involving potential student-athletes enrolled only at the institution where the regular scholastic activities occur. During the April evaluation period, evaluations should be limited to non-scholastic events that are certified per NCAA Division I Bylaw 13.18. Men's Division I basketball has a few added rules and periods. And as you click through all the recruiting calendar links, most sports will have some of these added rules and periods. Here is an evaluation period, which is a period of time when it is permissible for an authorized athletic department staff member to be involved in off-campus activities designed to assess the academic qualifications and playing abilities of a potential student-athlete. No in-person, off-campus recruiting contacts shall be made with the potential student-athlete during the evaluation period. Some evaluation periods are NCAA-certified events only. One example is an evaluation period for the NBA Draft Combine only. Another is for scholastic events approved by the NCAA and NFHS, and intercollegiate events approved by applicable two-year college governing bodies only. More special rules for specific evaluation times are for NBPA Top 100 camp only. Another is for NCAA-certified events, institutional camps, and permissible governing body events, and then an NCAA College Basketball Academy only. I don't really know what all those mean without looking them up. Those are good questions that you can ask to an NCAA basketball coach. Then also for basketball, there is a recruiting period, which authorizes athletic department staff to make in-person, off-campus recruiting contacts and evaluations. Other footnotes say a potential student-athlete may not make an unofficial visit during the month of July unless he, for men's basketball, has signed a national letter of intent or has the institution's written offer of admission, or the institution has received a financial deposit from the potential student-athlete in response to an offer of admission. See Bylaw 13.7.2.1. Another footnote is institutional camps or clinics and official and unofficial visits are not permitted for the high school potential student-athlete during this time. There are 3 more basketball links. One pertaining to NCAA Women's Division I basketball, a link to 2023 NCAA men's basketball coaches' attendance at elite and junior level international events and national team events, plus a link for women's basketball with the same information. There are 2 NCAA Division I football links, one for the Football Bowl subdivision and the other for the Football Championship subdivision. Each has its own specific recruiting calendars. Here are some side notes for the 2 football calendars. August 1st to August 31st, 2023 is a dead period, except the 48 hours before a home contest on the institution's campus, or in a facility normally used for its home games. Games that occur in August or on September 1st or 2nd through 48 hours after the conclusion of that contest. September 1st through November 26th is an evaluation period, with a note that there are 33 evaluation days during the fall evaluation period and 42 days for U.S. service academies. There is a dead period from December 18th through January 11th, 2024, except for a quiet period from January 3rd through January 7th, 2024 for 2- and 4-year college transfer potential student-athletes who intend to enroll mid-year, and a quiet period from January 5th to January 7th, 2024 for national service academies. Then from April 15th to May 25th, 2024 is a football contact period. 140 recruiting days or 180 for U.S. service academies during the spring contact period. The remaining links for recruiting calendars for 2023 through 2024 are as follows: Division I men's golf, Division I men's lacrosse, Division I women's lacrosse, Division I softball, Division I women's volleyball, Division I beach volleyball, Division I cross country and track and field, and then the Division I other sports. There are also recruiting calendars for NCAA Division II sports, Division II football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and then Division II other sports. Division II sports recruiting calendars go from June 1st, 2023 to May 31st, 2024. Then there is a link for a Division II recruiting guide. It is a 3-page PDF titled NCAA Division II Coaches Off-Campus Recruiting Guide. As a potential student-athlete, you don't have to know all the specifics about these calendars or guides, but having some knowledge will help you to understand the ebbs and flows or the timing of recruiting, and why coaches may or may not be contacting you. Having access to these calendars can help reduce frustration and anxiety. There is not a recruiting calendar for NCAA Division III sports, and rules are the same across all Division III sports. Non-recruiting materials can be sent by Division III schools at any time. Materials like brochures for camps, questionnaires, NCAA materials, or non-athletic recruiting publications. Division III printed recruiting materials can start July 15th after an athlete's high school sophomore year. Division III coaches can send printed materials. The same for phone calls from Division III coaches. Division III unofficial visits can take place at any time, and official visits may start June 15th after an athlete's sophomore year. The NAIA level is unlike NCAA in recruiting rules. NAIA doesn't regulate contact between a student-athlete and college coaches. No calendars, no dead periods, no contact restrictions, or quiet periods. NCSAsports.org states that NAIA student-athletes tend to recruit student-athletes later in their high school career, often during their senior year. Potential student-athletes and parents don't have to know all the lawyer-like legal talk about recruiting. I gave you a hard look at a couple of specific recruiting calendars, and they are confusing, but knowing where to go to see if your sport is in a contact period, a quiet period, or a dead period is helpful. Go to ncaa.org, naia.org, or njcaa.org to know whether a coach can even contact you. So many potential student athletes and their families stress their freshman and sophomore years of high school because they are dominating in their club sport, have posted clips on social media, or contacted college coaches, and they are not getting any response from college coaches. Knowledge can be peace in your recruiting process. Also, don't be afraid to ask a college coach or a recruiting education business like mine for clarification on whether a coach can contact you. During the last 3 episodes, I've introduced you to the Athletic Scholarship 24-month planner and journal. And on page 5 of this book, it has a recruiting checklist. Here is section 5 of the recruiting checklist. Build your updates. And checkoff points for building your updates are 1 page with short bullet information. Then when to send, after every season, after every semester with updated grade information, after every SAT and ACT test. And also, send your schedule before any season. Next week, I'll cover section number 6 of the recruiting checklist called Choose the Right Camps, Showcases, and Tournaments. Thank you for listening to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast and Recruit Me is here to provide as many free and inexpensive resources as we possibly can to help you through your recruiting journey.